I love it so much. Every time it comes, it's like, it's a double whammy. One, I'm so happy that I have the FJ every year when it snows. And two, it's just so festive, even though Christmas is already over. Anyways, this may make it a little bit harder to paint today though. But I'll figure it out. Stay tuned. So I'm on my way to the paint shop right now. I've got my panel in the back there. That's just the old fender. And if you guys wanted to know what went wrong, it is that, so BMW is a little too lax with their paint code. So my paint code is the number 300. That's for my car. It's an Alpenweiss 3. There's an Alpenweiss 1, 2, and 3. And that's all that BMW basically has in their color range for white cars. So it's you're either a 1, 2, or a 3, right? But that doesn't tend to be the case. So in the 3 range with the color code 300, this paint shop actually has 7 to 9 different variations of that paint. So what that means is different cars are different colors, and I have been able to verify with a lot of BMW owners. Some owners have 2 cars that have, they own 2 different cars. They put them side by side in their driveway. They both have the paint code 300 and they are clearly a different color of white. So this is BMW's paint isn't exactly down to the code type of mistake. That's a new issue for me that I've never ran into before. The only other car that I've ever painted to match another panel was the Mustang. I just took the paint code down to the store, got the right color paint, and we were off to the races, which is what I would have expected from this. And this is what other people expect too. I called BMW dealership, they confirmed, and I called a European auto repair shop and they said the same thing. No, you just go get 300 paint. It's like, okay, well, it's not really that simple. I don't know how you guys have gotten away with it so far. I assume they just do really, really massive blending jobs to get it done. So what we're gonna do though is the paint shop down here does have some chips of some other variations of the paint already painted out. So we're gonna test those against my panel, and then if that doesn't work and we can't figure out the paint, we don't have time to make a custom one, a custom color match, because that takes up to a week. So that's out of the question. And if that ends up being the case, what we're gonna do is just paint the rest of the car the color that I painted the front of the car. So I don't know right now what we're gonna do, but here's the paint shop right here. It's what's close to me, and they have really good service. I really like the people inside there. They've actually taught me a lot, and they don't mind dealing with my learning. So I'm gonna go figure out the paint situation. I'll be back in a minute and let you guys know what we land on. Crazy. What are you doing driving a motorcycle in the snow, dum-dum? Okay, back in the shop, and to ensure that I don't have the same exact problem that I had last time, we obviously need to spray something, the color of the paint that we got, use that paint on something, and then test it out against the car. That's a mistake that I made last time. So a lot of people, they use cards and different things like that. I'm gonna go ahead and use the test panel because I also wanna test another thing, which is the shop heater. Is that the thing that's causing the fisheyes, or is it just the crazy weather and moisture in the air, etc., that's causing some fisheyes? So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna set this panel right here. I'm gonna turn the kerosene heater on and kind of point it in this panel's direction. First, I'm gonna clean it and hit it with wax and grease remover, just as I would the car. Go ahead and blast the shop, blast the panel, blast everything, heat this place up to temperature. Once again, clean the panel with wax and grease remover, just like I would the car. Then we'll go ahead and spray the paint on here and see how the paint applies. And then we can also match the color against the car and make sure we have the right color paint before we paint the rest of the panel. Okay, we learned 2 important things. One, the heater is not causing a bunch of fisheyes because I treated this panel just like I treated every other panel, but I blasted it with the heater and no fisheyes at all on this panel. And you can see I painted about half the panel. You can't tell any difference between that half, and you can't tell any difference between the door. So it is definitely the right color of paint this time. So I'm stoked. So it's time to go ahead and pull the panels off, pull the hood off and pull the other fender off, and then get the car out of the shop. That way we can set these up for sanding and paint prep. Got the car out of here and got the hood set up. The emblem is masked off once again. I got so many comments about the emblem. It's masked off because it does not come off. Okay guys, I tried to take it off. They don't just simply pop off. Maybe yours does at home, but this one does not. So, and I tried. I almost cracked the thing in half. I really don't want to break it. So it's just masked off once again, and now I'm gonna go ahead and sand the panel down. All these panels need to be sanded, and we're just sanding them to scuff up the paint, but also to smooth out the clear coat so we have the best starting surface as possible. What we cannot do is sand through the clear coat into the base coat because that is very likely to cause us paint reactions. That shrink up that we got last time and that bad stuff. So we have to sand it, but we don't want to sand through the clear. About 2 to 3 hours of sanding later and everything is all sanded up. So everything is ready to be painted once again. The sanding went very, very well. The process went well, so I'm stoked on that. So next thing I'm gonna go ahead and do is set the panels up the same kind of way that we had them last time. I might hide a heater underneath some of the panels this time. I'm not really sure, although the temperature in the shop seems pretty much okay. So we're gonna prep the panels, set them up, and use wax and grease remover. We're also gonna prep the shop and cover up everything that we don't want overspray on. Okay, we're ready. We've done all the things. Wax and grease remover on all the panels, 2 passes on that. I've placed the heaters, I've wet the floors, I've prepped the shop. It definitely feels up to temperature in here, it feels good. So I'm ready to go ahead and spray the base coat on here. And the big thing to remember for me is just give it plenty of flashing time, make sure it's completely dry on the first layer of base coat before I spray the second. I'm gonna spray the first layer kind of like I did with the white, where it's gonna be a kind of light application on the first coat and we'll go heavier on the second coat. First coat of base coat went on really well and it has dried up nicely, so you can see I can just run my hand over it like this and no paint, so it's not sticking to it or anything. So I'm really hoping that's enough dry up time to spray that second coat and not get any shrink back. So I'm going to mix up another little batch and spray the second coat of base coat. Okay, so we have a great base coat here. It's now slick to the touch. We've got a really good surface on here. So since it's slick to the touch, it's ready to spray clear onto. Overall, we did very, very well. So that's good. Now, the shop is cooling down. It's noticeably a little bit colder in temperature, which is a dangerous thing. But the panels are drying on time. Meaning the paint is doing what it's supposed to do, and it's kind of on time. So that's either because of these heaters underneath, or the shop's warmer than I think it is. But it is going to make spraying the clear much harder, because as the clear isn't catalyzing as fast as it normally would, it will be more prone to running on me. So I'm going to be riding that very fine balance between getting enough on that you get a good finish and it can self-level out, and also not letting it run down the panel. So it'll be a little tricky, but I'll do my best. I'm very excited. Let's go ahead and get to spraying. It's a little too foggy in here to see too much, but we had a really good first coat of the clear, so now it's time to spray the second coat, and then I'm out of here. All right, right, that was a good paint job. I think putting the heaters underneath the panels did a lot for helping the dry times, and everything happened accordingly, so it actually came out really, really nice. The clear coat is better than the last clear coat I did, and it's overall a lot smoother and a lot glossier, so I'm really happy. It started snowing again. I don't know if you guys can see this, so let's try and get home before it gets too bad. Snow got a little crazy last night. It was kind of fun. It is the next day, and let's check out the panels. So overall, great paint job. The one big thing that is so awesome about this that I'm so happy about is as I was painting throughout the 2 days ago and today or whatever, you know, through the 2 different paint jobs, I got a lot more comfortable with the clear coat and the amount of clear that I could put on without having it run on me. So I didn't get any runs in the clear, but I was able to throw it on just so much harder that we got a lot more glossy finish. So it really, really came out great. All the panels look great. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna grab this fender, or how about that fender, and let's run out to the car and see how they look in the sun. So that's obviously the dirty side of the car. We didn't clean this side, but the panels totally match. It totally matches. It's so much better than whatever the heck we had happen the last time. It definitely wasn't the right color paint, but we got the right color paint this time, and that is fantastic. Now, a professional, I think, would now do a blending job into the next panel, which means that you sand up the whole door and you mask off the entire car, and then you blend into the doors. But we're not gonna do that because it's snowing outside. All right, well, that's it for B is for Build paint job round 2. It's normally round 2 is like the better one, right? So I don't know. These panels, I could definitely tell you honestly, are much better than the ones that I painted before. So I'm happy that they're the right color, and I'm happy that they look better overall. So win-win, right? It only took me a day of work, and $200 in paint supplies, which is... Thank you guys so much for joining me on this episode. It was a fun learning experience. You know, as with all things on B is for Build, normally. If you like B is for Build, you like what we do here, and you want to help out and support, head over to bsforbuild.com, scroll down to the shop, picking up any of those things in there. All the proceeds don't go towards this build anymore because we already got all the things. They go towards the new build, which is parked right out front, that I cannot wait to unveil as soon as we wrap this build up, which will happen very shortly. By the way, if you guys have any good ideas for what we should do on the finale, leave a comment below. Chelsea and I will read through all of them. We are at a loss for ideas. Normally I drive the cars down to San Diego, but this car has been down to San Diego plenty of times, and I'm not bringing it back there ever again. So let me know what you guys think. What should we do? What should we do for the finale? I wanted to take her out drifting in it, but the snow is an issue. So keep that in mind that we have a bit of inclement weather going on right now. Anyways, if you want to find us in more places, check us out on Instagram this time. B is for Build on Instagram. Follow us there. We got late breaking news. Always the freshest of memes on the Instagram. That's it, boys. See you soon. See you tomorrow. I'm gonna start working on the next episode right now, so I'll see you very soon. All right, that's it. That's a wrap. Please remember to like and subscribe.